In the bustling heart of New York City, heroes and villains oftentimes collide. One day, the famed Avenger, Iron Man, found himself standing in a curious predicament. Tony Stark, with his gleaming red and gold suit, had never faced an opponent quite like this before. The city was abuzz with troubling news. Hannibal Lecter, the notorious criminal genius and cannibal, had somehow resurfaced. Dr. Lecter was no ordinary foe. Once captured, but now free, he gleamed with cunning intelligence and cunning plans that sent shivers down the spines of anyone who dared to speak his name. Tony Stark, intrigued by the boldness of Hannibal's return, immediately tasked JARVIS, his trusty AI, to gather as much information as possible. The man was not only a threat because of his gruesome habits, but his intellect posed an existential danger that Tony found intellectually thrilling and morally compelling to subdue. But it wasn't long before the thrilling sense of challenge became personal. Dr. Lecter, true to his nature, left Stark a message, a cryptic yet elegantly threatening note that read, "A mind without a spoon still stirs the pot." It was a clear challenge. Tony knew Lecter had begun his sinister game. The scene was set at a grand gala Stark was hosting downtown. The lavish ballroom was packed with guests when suddenly, the lights dimmed. A familiar voice echoed through the hall. "Ladies and gentlemen, the gala shall commence, but with a twist. The doors are locked, and the time is ticking," the voice taunted. It was Hannibal who had infiltrated the event. Iron Man quickly activated his armor, the helmet clicking into place with a determined finality. Dr. Lecter's voice persisted, his riddles challenging both Tony's mind and resolve. In a cinematic flash, scenes unveiled, Tony dismantling dangerous traps set by Lecter, using both intuition and his superior tech. Hannibal using his unrivaled psychological prowess to manipulate guests, creating chaos and fear. The showdown reached its peak when Lecter lured Iron Man to the rooftop, where the final confrontation unfurled. As they stood faced off against the moonlit backdrop of the city, Tony, ever resourceful and sardonic even in the face of peril, quipped. "I don't usually tango without breakfast, Dr. Lecter," he began. Lecter, with a twisted grin, replied, But Iron Man, the night is young, and what a feast for the mind we have before us." In a dazzling clash of technology and wit against sheer psychological menace, Iron Man must outmaneuver the insidious Hannibal, saving both his guests and the city from the grasp of Lecter's twisted plans. But in this showdown, Tony learns that it takes more than armor to shield his soul from monsters both within and without.